I think, and Dion certainly thinks, that there is going to be a world in which Shedeur sets foot in a football.
Learning, doing everything I have to do, and just ready for my opportunity.
Even if it's not the quarterback's fault, a change can help spark the team and shake things up a little bit. And he was also strip sacked. That led to punt, and the Browns gave up a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown. No way are you going to come into Detroit and beat the Lions like that.
The fallout from last night's disastrous game has been severe. Kay Cabot is no longer holding back and came out swinging. She asserts that the Cleveland Browns are at a turning point in their history and that a quarterback change is obviously necessary. Shedeur Sanders is now at the top of the list to start, potentially even ahead of Dillon Gabriel, Cabot revealed in a shocking revelation. Cabot claims that Sanders is more than prepared to assume the starting position, whereas Gabriel simply lacks the self-assurance required to take the lead in the huddle. Sanders has stated that he is ready to begin a game after all. What does this signify going forward for the Browns then? Let's examine the specifics of last night's events and Cleveland's future plans.
He's a very good player. Obviously, we had a plan that we need to do better. We have to be better in a lot of areas, and certainly we can't allow a punt return for a touchdown. That's really frustrating, and that's not what we're coaching. That's certainly not how we're trying to cover and the techniques we're using. So that should not happen. Again, give them credit, but we have to do a better job.
The Browns are obviously getting ready for a significant change at quarterback now that Kevin Stefanski has finally spoken out. Shedeur Sanders may take over as early as Week 5, according to Stefanski, who has formally stated that he is currently in the running for the first time this season. However, this shift goes beyond simply adding a new quarterback. It's the coach's statement. Stefanski publicly chastised Joe Flacco in an unusual show of annoyance, pointing out his costly error and bad choices versus Detroit. Flacco's tenure with the Browns may be coming to an end, as it is becoming more and more clear that Stefanski is unwilling to overlook these errors any longer. Joe Flacco accepted full responsibility for his play, particularly for the expensive pick six that was tossed to Lions safety Kirby Joseph in the first half. He quickly clarified that wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, who slipped on his route, was not the target of the intercept, saying, "That was on me, not him." But even though he was open and honest, Flacco's performance was generally lacking. 2 interceptions, a lost fumble, and 16 completions on 34 attempts for 184 yards without a touchdown. Although the criticism was swift and harsh, Flacco didn't go into detail about the blunder or the offense's overall problems. He would want to forget about this game, that much is certain. He was aware that his time in Cleveland is probably coming to an end and that he won't get another opportunity to play for the Browns.
We made mistakes, the first pick was on me. And anytime you get, you give a chance to give this team a little bit of momentum and play from the lead, that makes them that much better. That's part of the reason why they're a good football team. So when you turn the ball over like that and you give them good position and you don't really allow our defense to pin their ears back and do their thing, then you're going to struggle as a whole.
It's unlikely that Joe Flacco will start again this season after such a dismal showing. In his post-game remarks, head coach Kevin Stefanski made it apparent that the squad cannot afford to make the same mistakes they did against Detroit, particularly when traveling. He emphasized how critical it was to correct these mistakes, which appeared to be an indication that Flacco's tenure with the Browns would be coming to an end. The idea that the team is moving toward younger, less seasoned quarterbacks was further supported by Stefanski's choice to give rookie Dillon Gabriel some playing time. It's becoming increasingly clear that these rookies will probably have a significant impact on the Browns' future. The Browns have reportedly taken notice of Shedeur Sanders and are simply awaiting the ideal moment to give him his first start, according to Cabot. She underlined how outstanding his scout team performances have been and how there is more talk about him than ever before within the company. It's becoming obvious that Shedeur Sanders will probably start at quarterback for the Browns sooner rather than later, given the fallout from the Detroit game. Kay Cabot did more than merely commend Shedeur Sanders for his exceptional scout team performances. She also talked about the mounting worries about Joe Flacco. As dissatisfaction with Flacco's recent performances grows, she noted that Sanders has an open path to take over. According to Cabot, the Browns organization is growing more and more displeased with Flacco's performance, especially his struggles against the Packers and Ravens. She pointed out that Flacco's performance was mediocre for most part of the Packers game, not much better than his dismal effort versus Baltimore.
Same way the week before in Baltimore. So I think the leash should be fairly short right now, and the bar should be set at clean football with no giveaways. And then also he's got to be getting some points on the board. And if he can't do that in this game, then I think they have to go to Dylan and see what they can get.
Mary Kay, we were just talking.
Mary Kay Cabot underlined that Joe Flacco's make-or-break moment came during the Detroit game. He might have gained more time as the starting quarterback if he had stepped up and performed. Nevertheless, it is evident that the group is prepared to proceed after yet another lackluster performance. Given this, Kit revealed that the Browns are now focusing on the future and intend to split up opportunities between rookies Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders so that each may grow and show off their abilities. Mary Kay Cabot reaffirmed her stance by emphasizing the important attributes that Shedeur Sanders offers, which the Browns had been lacking. She highlighted his remarkable arm skill, especially his capacity to manage the ball in confined spaces. Shedeur has consistently demonstrated his versatility, whether it is by passing the ball with a lighter touch or firing it with pace when needed. Cabot also praised his amazing sidearm throws, pointing out that he can seamlessly change lanes to discover passing channels and loft the ball precisely with the appropriate touch when necessary.
With the right touch when needed.
If he's got really good vision, and if he sees that a defender has jumped the route or something like that, he can put the right kind of touch and lift it right over a defender into the hands of the receiver in the end zone. I've seen him do it. And I think that is one of the things that he does really well. He can vary his ball speed. He can throw it really fast and hard if he needs to. He can loft it. He can sidearm it. He's got really nice arm talent.
Shedeur Sanders has stated unequivocally that he no longer intends to remain on the sidelines. He is certain that he demonstrate that he is prepared for a starting position. Shedeur said that despite his patience thus far, he is upset about not being given the chance he believes he deserves, a starting position. It is the first time we have witnessed him voice his displeasure, and if things get worse, there may be a new controversy. But the whole narrative hasn't been revealed yet, and it's still early in the process. Shedeur Sanders has made no secret of his opinion that he is superior to the quarterbacks Cleveland currently has on the field. He didn't mince words, even criticizing Joe Flacco, and he is sure he could do better if given the chance. Shedeur made the audacious assertion that he is superior to some of the quarterbacks who are now making their NFL debuts. Even though he was annoyed to be kept on the scout team, he accepted that it was a necessary step to establish himself and gain a league opportunity. Shedeur Sanders is obviously hungry to establish himself and will do whatever it takes to do so.
Everybody perspective. So, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
It's becoming obvious that Shedeur Sanders' turn to start is drawing near as annoyance within the Browns organization keeps growing. It's not a question of if Sanders will get his shot anymore. The discontent with Joe Flacco's performance has reached a boiling point. The indications are indisputable, ranging from head coach Kevin Stefanski's subliminal cues to the heightened focus on Sanders' outstanding performance during scout team practices. The group is starting to realize what many observers and supporters have previously noted. The Browns have been sorely lacking in Shedeur Sanders' special talent and enthusiasm. Flacco's difficulties against Detroit and his inability to lead consistently have only strengthened the call for a quarterback replacement. It's obvious that the Browns are focused on the future, with rookie quarterbacks like Sanders and Dillon Gabriel in the background. Sanders in particular has stated unequivocally that he is prepared to accept the challenge and possesses the necessary abilities. He is a strong contender to lead the squad going ahead because of his self-assurance, arm skill, and capacity for success under duress. There is a noticeable sense of discontent in the building, and the Browns are unable to ignore the mounting calls for Shedeur Sanders to assume the throne. The organization is finding it more and more difficult to keep him on the sidelines as the momentum continues to go in his favor. Sanders is at the forefront of the rookie class, which holds the key to the Browns' future. So, what do you think? Are the Browns prepared to switch quarterbacks at last? Should the rookies take control now, or is Shedeur Sanders the best candidate to be the team's leader? Do you believe the Browns will fire Sanders, or will they give Joe Flacco another chance given the mounting annoyance over his performance? What are your thoughts on the team's future being in these young quarterbacks' hands? Please share your opinions in the comment section below.